Today I'm going to be walking through our trading journal template with you guys.
So we all know how important a trading journal is, especially when day trading. So since Aaron and I have started this new hobby of day trading, we actually decided to create our own Notion template for a trade journal. Instead of paying like $100 every single month to some other service, we decided to make one on Notion. I'm going to walk you guys through it right now, and I hope you enjoy it. So this is our trading HQ. This is where we record all our trades. Everything to do with trading is done right here. On our first page, we actually have like a calendar and a flip clock kind of widget just for reference, and we also have our all-time performance dashboard right here. So we have all our profit percentage, win rate, risk to reward ratio, and number of trades. We've made about 30 trades because we've been using this template for about a month. We also have our ticker tracker right here. This is our quick capture for our new trades every single day. For example, we'll just input first trade on the Thursday, right? And then we can add in all our different execution information, and right here our profit will be calculated. We also have pin notes, for example, notes that we want to be at the forefront of our mind. This was a note that Aaron entered at about August 14th. The old strategy is no longer as profitable, so I think this note could be archived. So what we'll do is to just move it into notes archive, and if today we have something else that we want to enter, we just click new note and type here, hello. So this is where we are usually at every single day. We have the overall performance dashboard right here as well, but we have it in a toggle because we don't want it cluttering up the space. And same as before, we have the today page. We also have a page for open trade. So we have a trade right here that's open and not closed yet. We have a this month view, so it's easy for us to look at all our recent trades. We have a week view, which is a really nice like calendar view that gives us a quick overview of all the trades that we've done this week. So if you open your trade right here, we already have a template that is automatically applied to every single trade. We have our daily entry checklist, and we have our news sources right here. For example, we have our economic calendar widget here, so for easy access. We also have today's market game plan that we will write here. We'll have a screenshot of entry, screenshot of exit. To give you a better idea, this is how a trade tends to look like once it's filled up. We have the market game plan with screenshots of entry, exits, and final remarks. This is how a used page will look like. To aid with our weekly and monthly reviews, we also have two properties, lessons and emotions. These will come in handy later on, and you'll know why. So when we first jump into the strategy page, we will see a really clean gallery view of all the strategies that we employ while trading. We can quickly get a sense of what the win rate is, as well as our total profits. And we also have a dashboard, so you can really quickly take a look at the win rate, total profits, number of trades, as well as RR ratio. If you would like to go deeper into each strategy, for example, we could go into this page, just click into it, and we have the entry checklist as well as our rules. We also have place for notes if we want to add any notes. We have the performance of this strategy, so we have all the wins here, all the losses here, as well as overall, which is every single trade that we've made with this strategy. This helps us when we are reviewing our strategy to kind of figure out if it's working, what needs to be improved. We can also see how often we use this strategy, and at a glance how good it's been. So lots of green means good, and we can see that we actually use the strategy quite often. This is where we have our main learning lessons for the strategy, the trades that had a huge impact on us. They're all ticked and listed here for quick reference as well. It is very important to review your strategies so that you know what's working and what's not. We also have a very similar setup for assets, where we can just look at all the assets that we've traded. We just have our win rate, total profits here, and also a calendar of how often we trade certain assets. If we were to click into a specific asset, it will be similar. We have notes that we might want to write. We have overall performance, win, loss. We also have the calendar P&L. We also have a strategies area where we break down the strategies and their executions. This is just good to know. This is not something that we look at very often, but can be valuable information at times. Okay, so let's look at lessons. This is where we come to check up on, maybe not daily, maybe weekly, when we're bored, when we need it's a reminder when we make a stupid mistake. Just to run through this really quickly, you can see that we have our wins, losses, all lessons. We also categorize them by strategy, so it's easier for us to take a look at which strategy maybe has more lessons, if it's good or bad. We also have them categorized by emotion. If we're trying to reassess our overall strategy, trying to see if we have been too emotional in certain trades. We also haven't written our top 3 lessons yet, because we've only been using this for a month. I think once we do our full first monthly review, we will be able to write some stuff here. Next, we have reflections. I have a really nice quote here, as well as top 3 reminders similar to lessons. But for reflections, it's more about the emotions that we experience while trading. And as you guys know, emotional regulation is a huge part when it comes to trading. We have the different emotions here with accomplished, anxiety. So as you can see, anxiety is something that Aaron has experienced very often while trading this month. Happiness is also 6, so pretty good. We have our win rate here. Even though Aaron was anxious a lot, we can see that he actually won 71% of the time that he was anxious. So I think we mostly come in here when we're trying to reflect on our emotions. And for example, if we have a random epiphany one day and we would like to jot it down somewhere, we would go into the specific emotion that we had an epiphany on and just click new reflections, type out a little note. We can also actually look through the different trades. I have categorized them by strategy because I feel like that's the most important and what we would care about the most. For example, this is accomplished, but you can see from the remarks, Aaron actually missed the big move, but he still won the trade. So I guess maybe this is why he felt accomplished this day. So this is our weekly review page, which is one of our favorite pages. Is where we spend a lot of time in, especially towards the end of the week. We're able to look at every single trade broken down by day. We're also able to see a snapshot of the entire week. So this week, unfortunately, we are down $70. And we also have our performance by asset, by strategy. We also have lessons, but this is a little bit different from all the other lessons that you've seen. This is where we can actually select if a trade is a lesson. So for us, I think it's very important every single week to look back on hindsight at the trades that happened this week. So for example, maybe this was a trade that impacted us a lot on Monday, but when we look back at it on the weekends, we're like, you know what, actually this is fine, it's not really a lesson, we can deselect it, but this really was a lesson. And for example, if you missed out on an important trade, we can come back and you know what, I think this is an important lesson, right? We tested out a new strategy but took on too much leverage. We can actually click on here and this will be saved as a lesson from the week. We can also take a look at our emotions from the week. So we had a lot of anxiety this week. We were disappointed once, we were happy once, and this was a regretful trade. We have a calendar view that we can very quickly look at all the trades that happened this week. We also have a monthly review page where we're able to get a quick snapshot of how every single month has been doing. For example, you can see our profit percent, our profit, our win rate, and RR ratio. We can also click on a specific month to go into detail about how this month performed. For example, with our wins, our losses, our overall, all our trades for this month. We also have a calendar P&L where we can see how often we lost and won in the stock market. We also have all our different lessons grouped by emotions in this month. For the month of August, we had 2 disappointing trades, 1 happy trade, 1 anxious trade, and 1 with no emotions. We also have reflection questions. Every month we try, or we will be trying, to reflect on these questions and write out what was my best trade of the month, how did it play out. And we also have 3 blank spaces here because we're still trying to come up with good questions to ask ourselves. And this is a little bit different from the exercise that we engage in during our weekly reviews. For our weekly reviews, it's more of just a discussion either with each other or in our head without actually having to write it out. But I think for the monthly review, we try to put our thoughts onto paper and we actually want to be able to come back and look at these learnings or reflections from every month. So that's why we have an area to write out our thoughts versus in our weekly review where we don't.
That is our trading journal template. If you'd like to check it out, please click the link in our description below. Thank you for watching.